The Theory of Political Economy by William Stanley Jevons. Chapter 2. Theory of Pleasure and Pain. Part 2. Pain, the negative of pleasure. It will be readily conceded that pain is the opposite of pleasure, so that to decrease pain is to increase pleasure. To add pain is to decrease pleasure. Thus we may treat pleasure and pain as positive and negative quantities are treated in algebra. The algebraic sum of a series of pleasures and pains will be obtained by adding the pleasures together and the pains together, and then striking the balance by subtracting the smaller amount from the greater amount. Our object will always be to maximize the resulting sum in the direction of pleasure, which we may fairly call the positive direction. This object we shall accomplish by accepting everything and undertaking every action of which the resulting pleasure exceeds the pain which is undergone. We must avoid every object or action which leaves a balance in the other direction. The most important parts of the theory will turn upon the exact equality, without regard to sign, of the pleasure derived from the possession of an object, and the pain encountered in its acquisition. I am glad therefore to quote the following passage from Mr. Bain's treatise on the emotions and the will, in which he exactly expresses the opposition of pleasure and pain. When pain is followed by pleasure, there is a tendency in the one, more or less, to neutralize the other. When the pleasure exactly assuages the pain, we say that the two are equivalent or equal in amount, although of opposite nature, like hot and cold, positive and negative. And when two different kinds of pleasure have the same power of satiating the same amount of pain, there is fair ground for pronouncing them of equal emotional power. Just as acids are pronounced equivalent when in amount sufficient to neutralize the same portion of alkali, and as heat is estimated by the quantity of snow melted by it, so pleasures are fairly compared as to their total efficacy on the mind by the amount of pain that they are capable of submerging. In this sense there may be an effective estimate of degree.